as an excuse, but then you start using it as an excuse. What's up with that? That's retarded.
What are you talking? No.
Yeah, you did. You used it as an excuse.
Your whole thing. No. Your whole thing is.
I can quote it for you.
The argument initially started was because
again, Dickard's a drunk when he is drunk. He misunderstands all the time.
No.
He didn't lie. He was drunk.
This whole thing started because you literally said, "I don't think he was drunk," and I said, "Yes, he was.
Yeah,
He's always drunk."
And you're telling me you're correcting the record for me, and I'm taking it as true that what you're telling me is true.
No, the whole.
If you read my first post, you would see that.
Number one, you are
okay. Let's go back to the first post I made, because I made sure to write this in detail so I wouldn't be misunderstood.
You're advocating for a situation
maybe I'm missing.
That number one really doesn't have much to do with you other than I was there. It's between him and Sen, right? So the whole thing.
No, he made it between me and him once he started lying about me too.
But here's the thing. Cool. That's fine. That's a whole nother ballgame. But the whole thing is you're sitting there saying, "Oh, I don't believe he was really drunk." He's always drunk. He's always drunk. 90% of the time when he's on Discord, he is intoxicated.
That's great. I said that it's possible he's lying here, but I'm just going to take your word for it because according to you, you know him so well, and I don't see any real reason to be a skeptic about that.
No, there's a difference between willingly lying.
Should I take your word for it?
Lying, meaning you're knowing you're lying. That's willingly lying. You're knowing you're lying, right? That's a willing lie.
There's no look. This is a distinction without a functional difference. Whether you were lying or willingly lying, it's the same thing.
Admitted that he could have misunderstood because he was intoxicated. Again,
yeah, but that's bullshit because I told you. No, you keep on ignoring this point. Whenever you say he misunderstood, you always ignore the fact that I pointed out that he had a mistake made a mistake from the very fucking beginning, and he took that as a slight. He took that as me saying, "Oh, well, you're attacking me." No, I was pointing out to him, but no, you're making a mistake, and he would just yell and yell and yell, and he, in fact, that wasn't just one night. That wasn't. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. That wasn't just one night. It would be one thing if it was one night. He was drunk off his ass. Okay, yeah, mistakes happen. I didn't think that this thing would go on for days and we'd be talking about it next week. I didn't think this would happen. But Dickard decided to tell everybody about this little incident because, we're supposed to be tough people and take this sort of stuff. But Dickard's feelings got hurt and he went and cried about it to other people on other Discord servers saying how much of a bad man Sen was. And the thing is, because I know you like to do the Dickard thing where you yell, I can do it too. The thing is, he read those DMs when he got them. He had them the entire time. As soon as this thing was brought up, I asked him to post them. It took him like 30 minutes to post them. And when he finally did post them, it turns out, hey, Sen was telling the truth. And Dickard was lying.
And I called him out for that too.
Yeah. So why? Okay. So if you're calling him out for that, why are you taking his bullshit excuse that is clearly also a lie that he says he's misunderstood when it can't just be a misunderstanding after it was 24 hours past and he's still going on with the same quote unquote misunderstanding?
He's done it to me.
Why do you accept it? Why do you allow him to do that to you?
What do you
I would yell like here's the thing. Here's the thing, friend. Like here's the thing.
Why are you arguing with a drunk? First of all, why are you taking anything a person who literally tells you that they're under the influence? Why do you take anything they say seriously at the jump?
Why are you taking him seriously then?
Have you dealt with alcoholism before? Have you never dealt with?
Wait a minute. Why are you taking anything this guy seriously? You're taking him at face value.
I didn't take it seriously. I didn't take it seriously.
No.
Him out too, and he yelled at me for it.
Wait, I'm confused. No, I am really confused here. Because when he says it was all just a misunderstanding, you believe him, even though you just said he shouldn't be believed because he's a drunk, and he's drunk all the time. So what's up with that?
What do you mean? I told him that from the jump. I told him that night. I said, Dickard, after seeing those screenshots, I just think it was a miscommunication. Everyone agreed it was a miscommunication. Dickard's going to yell at you because you're coming at him.
Look, it doesn't matter if 5 people look at a rock and say it's a duck. It's still a rock. It's not a duck at that point.
Why do you care so much?
Why do I care? It's because he's being a cunt to me by going with this dumb fanboyism shit and pretending he's not doing it in my server. And then he comes here in this server like he does, stirring the pot, throwing shit from other communities that doesn't belong elsewhere, and then trying to throw me under the bus and doing everything he can to make me look like an idiot. Which, okay, if you think I'm an idiot, and here's the thing. If you think I'm an idiot because of things I do or I did, that's fine. But if you're going to go ahead and just take this drunk's ravings as me being retarded, well, I don't know what to say then at that point. Because all Dickard does is, like, he likes to talk shit, But the reality is he's a loser. He's a bigger loser than I am. And that's saying something. He's a 35-year-old man who's constantly drinking and bragging about how many Discord friends he has. And it's fucking bullshit that this guy is saying things like, saying things that are just not true because he knows I don't like, because he says, I like your beat.
Pedophile. Why do you don't put this much energy into Spectre anymore? Why are you putting it into
okay, I gave Spectre like a way more shit than I ever did Dickard. And firstly, I did go into like how Spectre is a loser himself, and all he does is just sit around at home trying to go ahead, and it's a fat, like, I took the low blows against Spectre. I went harder on Spectre. I'm not saying that Dickard is as bad as Spectre. And yeah, if you want to say that maybe that I'm being a little disproportionately angry here, yeah, okay, fine. I'll take the L on that. I'm fine with that. But that doesn't excuse what he's doing. It doesn't make him the good guy here.
No one's saying he's a good guy. I'm just saying you literally made it seem
then why are you going to bat for him and backing him up when he makes these dumb excuses for his bullshit?
That's not a reasonable. You're saying he's lying about being drunk. My whole argument was he wasn't.
Yeah, and I already said that I'm taking your word for it as, well, firstly, I speculated that he's lying about being drunk. Let's just get that out of the way. Just because I speculate something about someone that's negative doesn't mean that that's the case. And I even said, if you actually read the post I read, I went into detail about it. I said, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe you're right. Maybe I don't know what your relationship is with this guy. So you could be right. So I took that as, so I took it at face value that when he says he's a drunk. And I went with that. It still doesn't change anything that I've been saying about him other than that, that's overly speculative of me. That's the best you can say.
No, my whole thing too is like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but like, you don't know Dickard. And if we choose to, like I said to Sen, if we choose to be around people like Dickard, that's our own reason, that's our own choice. Like, at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter what our relationships with people are. And you sit there and say, oh, you're a bad friend. How am I a bad friend? I called him out just like everybody else. He got mad at me. He lashed out on me.
Okay, so there's wait. There's like two different points here.
His main issue is with Sen. And you are just collateral damage because you basically came in here to talk to him about the situation he was mad at Sen.
No, that's not what happened. No. All I told him was make up with Sen, and he lost his cool.
Right, but here's the thing. You came in right at the heat of the moment. The situation just happened. He is still mad. Sen was still mad.
That's great. I was about to leave. I was saying my goodbyes to people in VC. I made that comment, and he went off. That's on him.
That's what he does. He fucking goes off.
Well, then don't say that I came in here, bring up this issue when I make an offhand comment about him making up with Sen. And by the way, when I said make up with Sen, that's not like a value judgment on anything he did. Like, two people can make up and neither party be in the wrong, one party be in the wrong, or both parties be in the wrong. So him going off on me because of that, when I could have just railed into him for
because he's mad at Sen. You came in trying to be friends with Sen again. He's still mad. He's gonna lash out on you. That's a normal human reaction.
No, that's not normal.
That's a normal human reaction. He got defensive. It's a normal. I'm not saying it was okay. It was fucking stupid. It was retarded. Okay, I left because it was retarded. But at the end of the day, you're sitting here getting mad at him because he's talking shit to you because you injected yourself into a situation between him and Sen. Whether you were right or wrong, it didn't matter. You still injected yourself into a situation.
Okay, so I'm not okay. So I have to walk around eggshells whenever I'm around Dickard.
No, you don't have to walk around eggshells, but at least understand that's what the fuck it was. I don't give a fuck what you do. You can fucking still talk.
Yeah, no, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that for a second. I think this guy has a fragile ego. I think this guy is overly sensitive. And I think this guy
completely fine to think that. No one's saying you can't. But
and here's the other thing. I'm not also you also brought up another thing because I don't want to forget these other 2 points because I'm not writing this down because if this is like a formal debate or whatever, I'd probably be taking notes at this point. But you brought up how I'm trying to be the friend police or something like that. I'm not trying to be the friend police. You can be friends with whoever you want. You're an adult. That's fine. You could be friends with Dickard. It's not a slight against you to be friends with him. The second point being about but however, when you go to bat, but look, it's one thing to stand by your friend. It's another thing to defend him when he's wrong. That's just bullshit to me. If I was to have, if my friend fucks up, I'm just going to say, well, yeah, he fucked up there. He should probably apologize for that, or she'd probably take the L on that one or something like that.
I did do that. I did tell him when he was wrong. I went in there that day and said he was wrong. Even Gravity tried to check me too. and say, no, Ray, he's not wrong. But again, I still was like, it looked like a misunderstanding to me. I called him out when he showed the screenshots. I literally came in the fucking VC.
But it wasn't a misunderstanding is a thing.
But again, it was because he literally said in the beginning when this started, he was telling everyone, Sen told me that it was Griff's server. We were going to go in there and fuck with him. And then when I went in there was another Griff in there. And that was the whole thing that, he told me it was Griff's
Why do you
server
keep
and
on ignoring every time I tell this story? You keep on going with this dumb, retarded spin. And you're not
Because
even
that's what
identifying
it
what the
was.
lie
It was
was.
a
No,
spin.
you
It
keep
was
on
no
doing this
spin.
thing. You
That's
keep on
literally what
spinning it, and you keep on
happened.
reciting Dickard's own lines and his own arguments,
Hold on.
which are
Here's the
bullshit,
thing.
because it
No,
doesn't
here's the
actually address
thing,
the issue
JMK.
where he
No.
said, hey, Sen, you told me this was Griff's server.
How are you going to
told
tell me? No,
you,
here's the
no,
thing.
no,
How are
shut
you going to
up.
tell me?
No, shut
No,
up.
how are you going
Oh
to tell
my
me
God, you're
what
doing the
Dickard
yelling thing again.
said?
Stop it.
How are you going to tell me what Dickard told me? I'm not talking about what your story was. I'm talking about what Dickard was telling people. You weren't there for that.
And you're believing him, even though you yourself
It's
say
not
he
that.
should
What do
be
you mean
believing
I'm
because he's a
believing
drunk.
him? I literally said he was wrong. How many times do I have to tell you that?
Because you
don't need to
keep
spur
on,
out on me,
because you
dude.
keep on defending him in the sense that
How am
you're
I
not
defending
saying
him?
the way you're defending him is you're downplaying his actions. You're not saying, "Oh, Dickard is innocent."
Downplaying
That's
his
not.
actions.
I'm
All I
not
said
doing
was
it. I'm not doing it. Woman,
misunderstanding.
shut up.
Misunderstanding, dude. Literally all I said was it was a misunderstanding. You even
That's
said
the
that.
problem. It's not a misunderstanding. He lied. You don't want to say he's a liar because that makes him look really bad as opposed to just a little bit bad. That's the issue.
Misunderstanding is not the same as lying.
Yes, I understand that. And I'm saying that it wasn't a misunderstanding and he did, in fact, lie. That's the point.
Literally just posted a screenshot where he admitted it was a misunderstanding, though.
Him admitting it was a misunderstanding doesn't make that true. Like, if you lie to me once, you can lie to me again.
So your argument is you don't believe he misunderstood. That's basically what
100%. Because you know what? I could believe it was a misunderstanding up until he started waking up the next morning and going about talking about this shit. And on top of that, me telling him that, hey, that's not what happened, and him still insisting on it, and him even posting the DMs and only admitting to it after he was caught. That's how I know he lied.
I literally asked him just now, and he still said, yeah, he said it was a misunderstanding. He said he already admitted
he's saying that.
Drunken mistake on my part.
He's saying that because he doesn't want to be known as a liar, which he is. He lied.
But
and by the way, just because you lied once, I should just be clear here. This isn't like, let's cancel Dickard or whatever, or let's get him thrown out of the circles. Just because you lied once, everyone lies every once in a while. This isn't like that big of a deal. He could just take the L and just say, yeah, I lied to make myself look good or whatever. But he doesn't want to admit that because then it would mean that whenever he's opened his mouth, there was a possibility that people would actually look at him sideways. But that's what it doesn't change that that's what happened.
He's done this to me, dude. He has literally misunderstood something I said, flipped out on me, and then the next day when I called him out and showed it, he was like, okay, yeah, sorry. I was drunk. Cool. I know that. That's why I didn't fucking get mad about it at the time it happened. Cool.
Yeah, sure. I'm fine with that. I'm fine if there's been misunderstandings between you and him in the past. That's fine. But that's not what happened here. What happened here was people explained it to him over and over again. People said that no, wait, you're misunderstanding what's going on here, and he wouldn't calm down for any second. He went on for a good day or so about it. In fact, even after this was pointed out, he still wanted to make an issue of it. Me and Sen and the other people that were there were the bad guys in the situation, when all we did was exactly what he wanted, because he wanted to go fuck with someone on another server. We said, yeah, we'll help you fuck with him, and then he starts flipping out at Sen and the rest of us. And it's just it's just bullshit that he would then go ahead and cry to other communities and groups and say, look what they did. And he doesn't want to take any responsibility for it at all.
Well,
and that's the issue.
That. I got no fight with Sen and did that.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? I don't see how.
I left Sen's server a few weeks ago because I got pissed at him over some shit that me and him went through. And I went to the other servers and said, oh yeah, I'm done with Sen. Because common sense is when you're mad at the time, you go to other people who also have fucking issues with Sen, so you have someone to fucking vent to about it. And Dickard's a little bit more petty than I am, so he goes above and beyond. Fine, whatever. Again, not saying it's right, but that's just fucking human nature. When you're mad, you do shit like that. It fucking happens. Doesn't mean Dickard's a fucking cunt. Everybody knows that. It's why a lot of people fucking have him around, because he fucking fucks with people. That's what he's known for. And to be honest, I mean, again, I'm not saying Dickard was right. I still think, again, miscommunication. Dickard was just drunk being Dickard. But at the end of the day, Sen knows this too about Dickard.
Yeah, but
Sen
the
has known
problem
Dickard for a
is,
long
okay,
time.
you keep on going back to this phrase miscommunication. It wasn't a miscommunication. He flat out lied. In fact, the fact that he likes to fuck with people tells me that he probably set this up from the start. And he probably did this whole thing.
Though, John, because he posted the fucking DMs that was a big deal about, oh, Sen was saying he's gonna post the DMs, and then Dickard posted the DMs, and even when Dickard posted the DMs, it was a nothing burger, right? So imagine him fucking really thinking
No,
that
it proved he lied. There. What are you talking about?
So
he insisted over and over again.
If he's willingly lying, you think he'd be really dumb enough to fucking post fucking truth to show everybody? No, he literally just misunderstood the whole situation. That's why he posted
Are we supposed to assume that liars are like these extremely smart, capable people all the time?
Too much credit. You really do.
I give him too much credit. You do. I give him. How am I giving him too much credit when you're the one saying it's a misunderstanding, and I'm flat out saying he intentionally lied to people just so he can make me.
If he lied, why would he post proof that he didn't lie?
I don't know. Why did Mundane Matt show his report history when he didn't have to?
Because he literally thought that those DMs would fucking show that he didn't lie.
It doesn't. No, this is just armchair psychology. No, this is just armchair psychology. It's ignoring the reality at this point. Like, if you can see the DMs yourself, if you can read them, and people point out.
I saw them.
If you are Dickard, okay, let me put this. Let me be very, very unsubtle for you. If you are Dickard and you can look at the DMs and you can go ahead and you can check to see what anyone else is saying or bring to your attention is false because you have access to the conversation that Dickard and Sen had. That up until he released them, it was only something that Dickard and Sen could see. That's the case. Why didn't he just go ahead, look at the DMs, and go, oh, wait a minute, I'm being retarded. I see your point there. I made a mistake. I misunderstood what Sen was saying. If it was really a misunderstanding, instead of going ahead and picking fights for, again, this is not just like, oh, well, he went from one VC to the next and just started talking shit like off the cuff. He was like on a drunken rage or something like that. No, this is after a day passes and he does this. And nowhere in that time does he have any moment of sobriety and actually check to see what the fuck went down. No point does he do any self-reflection. He just goes about and tells people, yes, Sen lied to me. Sen set me up. Sen was doing this, this, and this. And people are just taking his side and believing him. And and when it's confronted on it again, he does nothing.
JMK, of course they're going to take their side and believe him.
Clear, he lied. And anyone who says otherwise is just bullshit.
Most of the people that he went to already have their own personal reasons to not like Sen. So, of course, they're going to fucking believe Dickard because they already have their own grievances with Sen. To think otherwise.
Okay?
So, again, and Sen knows this. The only people that he...
Wait, no. I don't care about that. Does that make it okay that they already have a predisposed bias against him to just take their side when Dickard is lying?
No, here's the thing, though. Again, they already have a bias against Sen. So, at the end of the day, why are you and Sen even worried about their opinions when you guys already know they have it out for you? That's stupid.
I mean, I don't know if these people have it out for me. I'm not going to go ahead and take that leap. I know that Sen, that certain people have issues with Sen, but that doesn't matter. People have their biases, sure, and maybe the bias against me or Sen or anything else that may or may not exist. Maybe that's true. Maybe there's a reason why they have those biases, and maybe there's other issues going on, and maybe there's something that they want to bring up. It doesn't really matter. What matters is the fact that Dickard lied. Like, it doesn't matter if Sen is guilty of A, B, and C. If he's not guilty of D and saying he is, a lie is still a lie. It doesn't change that. And the only thing that this does in the situation, since apparently Sen's reputation is trash because of A, B, and C, which may or may not be true. I don't know. I don't really look up the Sen lore to see everything about the guy. Then the only reason to bring up D is if somebody, in this case Dickard, wants to get notoriety for either because that for confronting Sen about something.
So Sen already kind of tarnished his own reputation with people because of the Yellow Flash tug shit, for one. Everybody else's grievances are personal. Don't know, don't care, not my place, I don't care. But again, my whole thing is like none of this shit is really impactful to him unless Dickard's going around saying this shit to people who like genuinely like Sen and are not heavy to all the other drama that's around him or whatever. Again, you're making it sound like Dickard's running to people on every server that like Sen and trying to get them to hate him, because that's not the fucking campaign that's happening.
I didn't say it was. I
But
said
you're
he
making
went
it
to
sound like
another.
that's what it is.
I said he went to other servers talking about this shit. I didn't say every single one.
Other servers with people who are either in Sen's server now, used to be there, and already have their imprint on what they feel.
Yeah, but
about
not
it.
everyone in Mockspot is also in Dean's server, and not everyone in Dean's server is also in Mockspot, and the same for Sen to these other two servers I mentioned. For
But
Sen's
also
server to these other two.
the people who are here either know who Sen is and don't generally care, or they already, like I said,
No,
don't like Sen.
look. It doesn't matter. Like I don't see why you're bringing this up as though it matters. Like, let's just assume here.
It doesn't matter. That's my point. It doesn't matter. And you're
okay, sure. I don't agree. I don't agree. It doesn't matter. No, I don't agree. It doesn't matter. I don't agree with that at all. Because let's assume that Dickard has only been telling these lies to people that already hate Sen. They already have good reason to hate Sen. That Sen is trash, etc. Now, let's assume that's the case. If Dickard is only going to servers where Sen is regarded as trash, and
Jay said, well, yes, I would love to serve a woman forever as a human pet. I'd also like to avoid being a cuck.
Lol. Okay. But anyway, if Dickard is going to other servers where Sen is hated and telling lies about Sen that he knows that people affirmatively believe because of their biases against him, then all that Dickard is doing is essentially being like a mini e-celeb, trying to gain clout and respect from them for something he didn't even do, for something that he was in the wrong for. So no, it's still wrong.
You're giving him so much credit.
I'm giving him so much credit by calling him a liar. How does that work?
Have you not met an alcoholic? Have you never met an alcoholic in your life? Do you not know how alcoholics' minds work?
Have I ever personally met an alcoholic? I mean, like, I've met recovered alcoholics. Never met I've known recovered alcoholics. I've heard their stories about how they acted and stuff like that. I've never heard them make any kind of bullshit excuses like Dickard does.
Again, what bullshit excuse? He was drunk. He misunderstood.
That's the excuse. He was drunk. I misunderstood. It's just my personality trait. It's what I do, guys. Ho, ho, ho. And he keeps on doing it. Like, we wouldn't give this kind of leverage to, like, someone like, what's his name? We wouldn't, like, if Exile came to us and said, hey, guys, I was drunk. It was a misunderstanding. Or if, what's his name? If Spirit did the same thing, no one would do that. And no, I don't believe that Dickard doesn't give a shit about clout. I don't believe that for a fucking second. Because if he didn't give a shit about clout, he'd be himself instead of this dumb character he portrays. Which I don't believe that's true. Whether that's inspired by drunkenness or not, I don't believe that guy really acts that way in real life.
No, he does.
No, I don't believe that. And you don't know him in real life.
His girlfriend has definitely validated that.
Yeah, his girlfriend. Who is his girlfriend anyway? Do we know that? Do we know anything about this woman, and we're just going to take her word for it?
She used to be in the surface. I mean, she lived with him. We talked to her all the fucking time.
Yeah, I could believe. Yeah, I've heard her on the other mic. I can believe that she lives with him, but I'm not just going to go ahead and say, oh, well, his girlfriend validated him. Of course his girlfriend's going to validate him because she's taking a dick from him.
All right, I guess I'll give you that for example. But again, my whole point is you're literally calling him a liar when he's literally said that it could have been misunderstood.
Yeah, he lied about misunderstanding. How many fucking times do I have to explain this?
You don't want to believe that. That's fine, dude. Like,
no, it's not that I don't want to believe it. It's that I can't believe it because I know it's not true.
No, from a smart person's perspective,
if he wants clout, where's this Twitter he's promoting? Where's his YouTube channel? What would he use this so-called clout for?
Dickard's just too fucking stubborn to fucking admit right off the bat that he misunderstood shit because he's too fucking stubborn. Fucking normal. Sen's also fucking stubborn. Sen doesn't like to admit he's wrong sometimes either. And he lashes out and fucking talks shit until he calms down and realizes he was wrong. So again, you're talking about two people who have similar personality traits who happen to have argued with each other over something.
Do I have to relitigate the fact he lied again? Do I have to explain to you again? Because I've explained to you like twice already. Do I have to explain a third time of how Dickard lied and how I know he lied?
A fucking 100 times that he literally already just said.
No, I don't give a shit if he lies again and says he misunderstood. It does not matter.
What did he lie about?
Then that's your hang up. If you don't want to believe him, fucking fine. Why do you care this much? Who cares? If he lies, he fucking lies.
Yeah, because he's still starting shit, and it's because he's a petty little bitch, and he keeps on playing victim, and he keeps on lying about it, and then he gets people who already have a predisposed bias against Sen to believe him because, oh, well, Sen's trash, so therefore Dickard's telling the truth.
It wouldn't matter even if take Dickard's fucking little thing out of the equation. People are still gonna have to agree with fucking Sen.
Great, wonderful. I don't give a shit about that. If Sen's reputation, I don't live and die by Sen's reputation. I don't give a fuck about that.
But you're advocating.
That's not the point.
Sen came in himself and talked to Dickard, and it was a shit show because both of them are fucking stubborn assholes. Will just rather throw insults at each other than fucking have a civil conversation. That's their personal relationship. Once Dickard fucking calms down and Sen calms down, they decide to be fucking adults, and if they want to fucking,
that presumes that, like, honestly, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not being friends with Dickard. I'm not being on good terms, buddy with Dickard. Dickard is a piece of shit. Dickard is not worth it for me to be friends with him. Like, I don't see why the default would be that people should be on good terms and friends and buddy with somebody that keeps on treating them like trash. Even he treats his friends like trash. What does that say about him?
But again, isn't it our choice to decide if we want to be cool with him?
Yeah, I said that. I'm not the friend police. I'm saying that from my personal subjective viewpoint, and I think by any reasonable person's subjective viewpoint, being friends with this guy is not worth it.
But that's your opinion.
Yeah, and I'm saying that most people would also hold that opinion.
I like Dickard for my own reasons. That's why.
Hey, that's fine. Maybe you see something I don't. But from what I've seen to him, the way he acts towards me and the way he acts towards other people, yeah, that guy's trash.
And I'm not saying you have to think differently. I don't really care.
And the thing is, and the thing also is, he lied. Like, I don't get why you think that he misunderstood or miscommunicated because he told you that.
Because I know him. He does it all the time, JMK.
Yeah, just because he does it all the time doesn't mean that in this particular case he did that.
He misunderstood, 100% misunderstood.
Oh yeah, based on what evidence? His word? The word of a drunk that he told us not to trust?
He literally claimed something that he himself disproved, which means he misunderstood the entire conversation that he himself.
No, I had to point out. Wait. Firstly, he didn't disprove it. I had to point out.
But again, he also validated what you were saying and what Sen was saying by posting the fucking DM.
Yeah, it doesn't mean shit.
It does mean shit.
Right, it doesn't mean shit. He still lied. He still lied over and over and over again because at any point he could have gone back to those DMs and seen that what he was saying was not true and pointed out, oh, wait, guys, I made a mistake. Like, even right before he posted DMs, guys, I fucked up. I forgot to check the DMs. But he just posted them.
You're giving an alcoholic way too much credit. You really are. And it's really
okay, I'm giving an alcoholic way too much credit by calling him a liar.
I live with alcoholics, dude.
Okay, I think what you mean to say is that I don't think, I think what you mean to say is that you, knowing Dickard, you think that he's so retarded that he's not capable of lying. That's your argument, right?
I think
that he's
he was
too
retardedly drunk.
Down syndrome, brain dead idiot to not lie, right?
No, I'm just saying he just fucking misunderstood because he was.
How did he misunderstood something that was right in his DMs?
Because he was drunk.
Oh, wait. So for 24 hours he was drunk? The whole 24 hours?
Again, do you not know how fucking alcoholism works?
No, I asked you a question. Was he drunk? Was he inebriated? Was he impaired because of the alcohol for 24 hours?
Again, do you not know how alcoholism
Pretend
works?
I don't. Was he inebriated the whole 24 hours?
Mentally, yeah. After if you drink all the time, your brain is dependent on that alcohol. You still have that mindset even after the alcohol isn't as effective.
Yeah, I've never heard that bullshit in my life. Like, I've heard of hangovers. I know that people.
Was a fucking alcoholic, dude. She was drunk 24/7, and even when she was sober, she still had the mindset of a fucking drunk.
Okay. So let me follow that up. Well, let's just take it as true. Let's just take that as true. I think it's bullshit, but let's take it as true. Okay, great. You know how it works.
Alcoholics.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. We'll just take your armchair psychology as true. If Dickard is so stupid and so drunk because of his drunkenness, and he's so out of his mind, how does he fuck with anyone?
Google it.
No, I asked you.
He's a functioning alcoholic. Google it.
Okay, great. No, he's not. Wait. Okay, bullshit. He is not a functioning alcoholic. You have been using his drunkenness as an excuse for his shitty behavior. How could he be a functioning alcoholic if he's also a piece of shit?
Google it. Functioning alcoholic. Google it.
I know what a functioning alcoholic is. I'm asking you, how can he be a functioning alcoholic if he's making such gross mistakes? That's a contradiction. It doesn't make any sense.
Functioning alcoholics can make mistakes. But
Okay,
again,
so let me get this straight. When it's in his favor, drunkenness is a bonus. When it's against him, that doesn't count. So we have this caricature of Dickard who can't do any wrong and is this awesome dude, despite the fact that even by your own admission, he's done cunty things to you that he had to apologize for. So even he himself recognizes that what he did was wrong. Even if you want to say that, oh, well, we're tough people on the internet.
But here's the thing. He admitted he was wrong. He said he misunderstood. That was admitting he was wrong, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't get why we're believing him when he says he misunderstood. I don't get that at all because his drunkenness seems to be completely sporadic and consistent at all.
This little lie that you're ranting about isn't even that fucking big of a deal, dude. Like, I can see if he lied about calling you a pedophile.
Riddle me this. And when he comes in here with this little lie, this thing that's no big deal. When he's going to other Discord servers telling people, wow, Sen is a
not to be an ass, but you sound really invested about this, JMK.
That's great. I'm invested a lot about things. I'm very, very particular about stuff. If he's going about going to other Discord servers, lying about this thing that's not a quote unquote not a big deal. Why is he doing that? Like, doesn't make it like nothing here makes any sense.
He's angry. Why
is he being shit on for something that isn't a big deal?
He considers.
Why is he going about crying to people about setting him up and not getting shut out for that?
He considered Sen his friend.
Why is he? Oh, that's great. Okay, so let me get this straight. The people that Dickard was going to think Sen is trash, but a friend of Sen doesn't get shit on for that. What's up with that? That's kind of weird, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Okay, so hold on. Dickard and Sen are such awesome friends. They have like this great
so he couldn't possibly be looking for comfort from friends when he was betrayed by a friend.
I'm still friends with Sen, and a lot of people here know that. A lot of people here don't like that, but they also
but that doesn't make any sense. Why is Dickard, who's great friends with Sen, going to people that are that think that Sen is garbage?
He's friends with them too, because he's friends with them too.
No, you're not getting the point here. If Dickard is such an awesome friend to Sen, which I'm not believing, I don't believe in internet friendship. I think it's bullshit. If Dickard is going to such an awesome friend to Sen, why is he going to his enemies and telling them, "Hey, look at this thing Sen did"? Why would a friend do that?
Because people get mad. I already explained this. I've done it myself.
So people get mad, and
people get mad and they react.
Okay, so how many excuses does Dickard get? He's drunk. He's mad. He has a bad memory.
Obviously, is there any? JMK doesn't understand humans.
Like,
I understand how people work. I understand these things occur. No, I don't get that someone like we don't accept these excuses when other people pull them. When other people do shitty things.
Thing to be this mad about, though.
I don't know,
dude. Why are you this mad about it? It was a stupid.
Why am I mad about someone that has repeatedly lied to me, who repeatedly treats me like shit, and goes ahead to other Discord servers, bringing that shit over there? Like, it's one thing if Dickard wants to call me out in my server, but then he wants to come here and he wants to have a little blood sports with me in the middle of the morning.
I'm sorry you care this much about fucking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why do you care? Why do you care? Why do you care about what Exile does? What Exile does is nothing too. It's on the same level. What other people?
Care about what Exile did? Why are you bringing the Exile up? I don't care.
Because it's something. Because you never called out anyone over that. You never said, "Oh, you're overly invested in that." For that, you brought up all these other little things that people bring up, but this is a sacred cow, isn't it?
Because people like to troll Exile, I'm supposed to be the fucking moral police now? Didn't you guys call me a moral fag the other day? Why do you?
I didn't call you a moral fag. I don't use that term.
Okay, well, the other people call me moral fag. So do you want me to moral fag everybody? Do you want me to fucking dictate what everyone does on the fucking?
No, I'm not saying that's not my argument. That's not my argument.
Who cares about Exile? Again, your whole thing is you're mad because Dickard's quote unquote lying about you to a bunch of people you don't clearly give a fuck about. So why are you even this mad about it? Let him fucking talk. What does it matter to you? We're fucking people over the fucking internet who, at the end of the day, when you go away and do your fucking daily routines or whatever, you don't give a fuck about us.
My problem, like, nobody cares. You don't care. Okay, we get it. You're above it all. You're totally not bothered by this. I get it. I totally get that you were staring in your cloud in your ivory tower. You come down to us little people and tell us how to think. That's not the point. The point is you defended him when he was clearly in the wrong. And when it comes to the substance of this, I'm right.
Before we continue, can you stop with the little shade? Because I'm not doing it to you. I have no reason to. But these little shots you're taking, I will admit they're starting to get to me because I'm not being disrespectful to you. There's really no need to fucking make it sound like I'm on this fucking in a castle and shit. Like, there's no need for that. This is what I'm saying. This is why Dickard is coming at you the way he comes at you, is because you and Sen have these tendencies. Instead of having a discussion, you have to throw in shady remarks like that just to fucking poke the bear and get it to a heated level that it doesn't need to be. That's what I'm saying. Sen's done it, you've done it, and Dickard does it. You're all the fucking same fucking pot being stirred around. You guys do the same exact shitty tactics.
Oh, guys, you should. Oh, you've been trolled, guys.
This is what I'm saying, though. You guys do the same thing, and you wonder why Dickard came at you the way he did. Because when you fucking talk to people, you have the tendency of, instead of talking to them, you're just going to fucking throw in some little shady remark, which is going to fucking get somebody mad and just completely derail the entire conversation. So now you have people just shit-talking each other. Doesn't work on me, but I'm going to call you out on it, because that's why Dickard is
You brag about shit-talking all the time.
Right,
Why are we suddenly...
Because we're having a discussion. I don't need to shit-talk you right now. This isn't a roast session, JMK. This is literally two people talking.
It came across to me as a roast session based on the memes that were being posted and based on like you laughing about it. And if Dickard was here, you would basically go, "Oh, Dickard, that's just you being your personality."
Literally just told him to set the record straight, but okay. But again, I'm not throwing shady remarks at you or fucking challenging your intelligence or anything like that. So you don't need to do it to me, dude. I'm just giving a friendly conversation about that. There's no need for it. There's no need for the jabs, and that's why.
The only thing that I gave a subtle jab about that wasn't all that subtle was that I said that you could send from your cloud and then come down here, meaning that you're basically trying to present yourself as better than everyone else.
I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else. I'm literally just saying, at the end of the day, why should you be upset about it? I'm not better than anyone else. Never fucking advocated for that. If anything,
that's such a bullshit excuse when you go ahead and go to bat for this guy. If your response to me is I should just ignore him, why are you paying? Why the fuck do you care? The same thing applies. It's just a deflection.
Not a deflection. I'm literally just trying to bring rationality to the shit show situation.
Okay, then tell me this: if someone has knowledge of something, like they know this to be a fact, and then they say the opposite of that, what do we call that?
What do you mean, no, it's a fact? I already explained this to you.
I'm asking you a question. If someone
thought that
I'm not done yet. Okay, I'll ask again because you didn't hear me the first time.
If you want me to say it's a lie, it's a lie. But my whole point is he legitimately believed that that's how shit went down. That's why he was mad, because that's the way he saw it.
Why isn't he getting, like, if we accept that as true, which we shouldn't, but even if we were to accept that as true, why isn't he getting any shit for not going?
I gave him shit for it.
No, you didn't. I was there. You didn't give him any shit for it.
I fucking did. I did that day.
Did you give him shit after I left the call where you're like, Dickard, why'd you lie to him?
I gave him shit for it before you joined the call. And even when you were in the call, I even fucking backed you in some of the shit you said. Did you forget? Do you have amnesia? I got shitted on for fucking sometime.
You guys should settle this the right way.
So again, your whole thing is like you clearly misunderstood too, because you are accusing me of being the one that's fucking batting for him. When
you are batting for him though, because you're getting
defended Sen, and the first thing I said to Dickard when I came in that VC after he showed the DMs, I said, Dickard, I love you, but literally that looks like a misunderstanding. I said that.
A misunderstanding. A misunderstanding.
And hold on, and you know what he did? He flipped out on me about it. Oh, Ray, why don't you go back to Sen and kiss the ring? Blah, 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 right? But I still fucking told him, looks like a misunderstanding. Then to Sen, even Sen was like, yeah, he misunderstood. So again, why are you here saying he lied? Even Sen, who was the person who started this whole thing between him and Dickard, this whole thing started with him and Sen. Even Sen looked at that and was like, he was mad, but after I talked to him, he's like, yeah, it looked like a misunderstanding. But they don't want to be friends because they're too stubborn to fucking talk it out like adults. And that's fine. If they don't want to, they want to keep talking shit.
If it was a misunderstanding, why did he try to object to that when you pointed that out? Why did he yell and stuff? Why was he going that wasn't a misunderstanding?
Like I said,
At what point do we get to call Dickard a liar? Like, if he was still going on about this, would we then get to call him a liar?
Because here's the thing: if he willingly lied,
like, I'm missing the what's the time differentiation? What's the time span of when you get to call someone who says the opposite of what happened, of things that they actually know, a liar?
Dickard's not a liar. He's just
Dickard is a 100% bull-faced liar.
He just is a drunk who misunderstands.
Dickard
Everybody here
had
knows he's a drunk.
Dickard could read the DMs. Dickard had 24 hours to go ahead and correct himself.
But
Dickard
he
was
didn't,
pointed
and he
out
didn't.
by
He
other
didn't. He
people
didn't.
to
He
go
was
ahead and
mad.
go
Who
back and check
cares?
that. And he didn't. And he insisted
It
that
was
his version of
petty.
events were
This
true.
whole thing is petty. It's over childish high school drama. Oh my god, I went to go troll someone and then Sen got mad at me or whatever happened. Who the fuck cares? It was a stupid misunderstanding between two stupid people who can't just be adults and fucking talk.
Oh, both sides. This is a both
who
side situation, guys. Yeah, okay.
Oh
Both
my
sides are
God,
equally
who
guilty.
cares? It is not the end of the world.
Who cares?
Jesus
It's not
fucking
the end of the
Christ.
world.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ,
fine.
the
If you
world
don't
is
care
ending
about this,
now.
okay. If you don't want to care about this, I'm fine with that. In fact, I'm more than happy to say that you don't care about this, and I'm not going to give you shit for not caring. Because you know what, you're right. This isn't something that concerns you. You're just a friend of somebody, and I understand that you want to go back to it.
Both of the somebodies.
Okay, great. You're friend of both Dickard and Sen. I get that. You want to be friend. You want to try to have some kind of a mediation. But if at the end of the day you don't care about this, then when I or other people point out that Dickard lied in this situation about these matters, then say nothing because you don't care.
No, I care because you're wrong. He's not. He didn't lie.
Oh, so now we
didn't
do
lie.
care. So wait. Now it is an issue. Now whether or not he lied is an issue.
He didn't lie. He just misunderstood.
Then don't. Okay. Well. Okay. Then
That's a
don't. You can't have it both ways. You
that's a
can't tell me
reasonable
you don't
thing.
care, and simultaneously,
That's a reasonable
once I point
thing.
out what the consequences of that are,
That's a
you go to bat
reasonable
for him.
thing, though. Why is it hard for you to believe someone misunderstood something? Why is it so hard for you to just give somebody a benefit of the fucking doubt?
Yeah, I'm supposed to give someone the benefit of the doubt when they repeatedly say they're
because you don't like them,
when
you
they
don't like them at
repeatedly
one
quote
point,
unquote
you don't like them at one point.
misunderstand, as in
You
lie
liked
to
him
my
at one
face
point.
over and over again.
You liked him at one point. All of a sudden now, because he's talking shit to you,
I
all
had
of a
multiple
sudden, he's
voice
a
calls
liar.
where he spurred out and yelled at me over this for hours for something he was wrong about, and I'm supposed to say, "Oh, you know what? Yeah,
Hold on, but you
that was a
spurred out and yelled at
misunderstanding.
me.
Oh, that was all a
You just
misunderstanding,
spurred
guys."
out and yelled at me for the last 40 minutes, right? Am I supposed to
I'm
be like,
not lying.
wow,
No, there's a big difference. No, there is a big fucking difference between me spurting out right now and him spurting out. The difference is, and the critical thing, because I'm not perfect. I get like Held said, I get overly invested in things, and sometimes it leads me to yell and stuff like that. And I apologize for that. And I wish I could explain this a little bit more cogently, but not cogently. Sorry, a little bit more calmly. But the reality is, but the difference is, even though, I'm being kind of rude, I get it. I'm not lying.
Here's the thing. Gravity brought up a good point. He was a drunk, and it's proven that drunken people, it hinders the thought process. Literally explaining that, again, he is an alcoholic. He has...
Wait, Gravity, can you explain what you mean? Because it's not clear to me. You can't use that as an excuse, though. Can't use what as an excuse. He was drunk, and it is proven to hinder the thought process. What are you talking about? This doesn't make any sense.
Everything you said about how he's like, why didn't he look at the DMs? Because, like I said, he's an alcoholic. His thought process isn't as fucking quick as everybody else's. But again, it takes him time and fucking screaming and arguing before he realizes, oh, maybe I made a fucking oopsies. Again, not excusing the behavior, but it is a reason. I hate when people sit there and say, oh, excuses versus... No, it's not an excuse. It's a fucking reason. It's explaining to you why these things happened. Not because it's...
So drunkenness is a reason, not an excuse.
It's a reason. Yes, it is a reason.
Okay, so if I go to court and I was behind the wheel and I was drunk and I hit somebody, just a reason I was drunk, man? I was drunk, bro.
No. Here's the thing. The reason why you got into the accident was because you were drunk. It's not an excuse, but that's the reason why you got into the accident.
But I'd still get 25 to life for vehicle or manslaughter, and it would be still considered first-degree murder, by the way.
Again, you're not understanding. If you're drunk and you get behind the wheel and you get in a car accident, what was the cause of the car accident? The person was under the influence. That is the reason. It's not an excuse, but it explains what.
Yes, it explains what happened, but you cannot use drunkenness as an excuse for shitty behavior because everything you do while drunk, while under the influence, is treated. If you get yourself fucked up on drugs or alcohol, etc., if you are inebriated, you are still responsible for all the actions you committed, even if you weren't as though you were not
I'm
inebriated.
Excusing
Period.
Dickard's behavior. I've already explained that I called him out on being wrong, not excusing his behavior.
Okay,
But
so let me see if I can understand.
I'm giving you the reason why he went about it the way he did. A reason is not an excuse. I'm explaining to you the reason why this had happened.
But you want to downplay him lying as a misunderstanding was a clear lie.
Dude, misunderstandings happen all the time. Why is he exempt from that? Why isn't he can't be like, okay, I was a little mad.
I would not exempt
it was
anyone.
A misunderstanding.
I could like Nova, didn't I call you a liar when you went ahead and misrepresented me? Didn't I say that? And didn't I give you a chance first to go ahead and correct it? Because I just want to be very fucking clear here.
Again, you can't assume everyone's thought process same. Some people, it takes them more time to realize this shit. And again, you're fucking giving.
This is such a bullshit. This is such a bullshit excuse. Like, how many chances do I have to give? Okay, let me ask you this: before I can call Dickard a liar, how many chances do I have to give him to correct his mistake?
You don't have to give him a fucking single chance. That's on your discretion.
So he can go ahead and repeat the same falsehood over and 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 over again. He can repeat the same mistake from here until a second after eternity passes. And it's not a lie because that's just how his personality works, right? That's the excuse you're giving to me?
He is a drunk. And I don't know why I'm arguing this. He's an alcoholic.
Are you going to answer the question I asked?
No, I didn't even hear the question. Say it again.
Okay, I'm going to ask it again. You are telling me because you said I don't have to ask him to clarify any amount of times, meaning he can repeat the same falsehood over and over again, have the same misunderstanding over and over again, repeatedly, over and over and over again.
But he already just after over again.
I'm not done yet.
Well, you paused, so I thought you were done.
No, I'm not. He can have the same misunderstanding from now until a second after eternity passes, and still not be a liar.
Am I supposed to answer now? Because I don't know. Because you got quiet. I want to make sure I can answer.
Yes, please give me an answer.
So, my answer is simple. Obviously, if somebody is really in that much denial, they don't want to admit it, then you should just walk away and say, fuck it, what can you do? They don't want to admit it, they don't want to admit it. But no, here's my thing, though.
Answer the question.
Your whole thing with him, though, is like, you're ignoring the fact that it was a couple of days, right? That he was still saying the story that happened with Sen and you, right? But he literally, after the fact, did eventually say, okay, I will admit it could have been a misunderstanding. So there he is right there admitting that he might have fucked up, right? And misunderstood what happened. So
people tend to admit their mistakes after they get caught. That's what happens. It's human nature.
What do you mean after they get caught? He was still talking about it days after everything came out. What do you mean he got caught? He eventually just fucking buckled down and was like, maybe I did misunderstand it. I'm sorry. It fucking happens. Again, you're literally...
Wait, can you repeat? Wait. Can you repeat that? Because I may have misheard you. I just want to be sure I understand what you just said last.
So he had, after this happened, he was still talking about it, still saying that his side of the story was right, okay? But after the fact, more people, like you said, he eventually took a step back and said, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'll admit, maybe I misunderstood. Again, some people, it takes them more time to realize this. If they continue to forever to say that this was that, obviously they're not willing to admit it, right? But he did at one point admit, okay, looking back on it, now that I'm calm and no longer that mad, because it has been 2 days where I had time to fucking think, maybe I was wrong. Why can't you just give him that fucking benefit that, yeah, it took him a couple days to realize he might have been wrong. Why 2 days?
Why do you say 2 days?
Because he was probably still mad and stubborn and didn't want to fucking face it.
Why are you saying... Okay, so is there a time period in that scenario where after he gets caught lying, he still insists he was telling the truth?
Why do you always just feel like everyone has to be an evil person just because they don't fucking admit they're wrong and for your time period?
I'm not saying Dickard is an evil person. I'm saying he lied. Intentionally.
He admitted he misunderstood. That is a fucking normal thing. You can misunderstand the situation.
Yes, it is normal to misunderstand. No, this was not a misunderstanding in this particular case.
So you're saying you're in Dickard's head, so you just know fact, he there was no way he could situation. When
Like,
there was
they
two
all-
fucking griffs in that server, right? There were two griffs in the server. Anything else that happened after that was probably just Dickard being mad and just assuming shit like he's done many times. But again, the initial fucking situation that really fucking highballed the story was I wanted to go on Griff server. Tell me where Griff server is, right? That was his side of the story. Before you yell at me again, his side of the story was I asked Sen to give me Griff server. Sen said that this was Griff's server, but didn't tell me that it was another Griff that I wasn't going in there to fuck with. That was his side of the story, right? He disproved that right away. He said that, Sen was threatening to leak DMs. I said, no, Dickard. Sen wanted to show you the DM where he stated that it wasn't Griff's server. He wasn't trying to do a gotcha. He was just trying to show you that you were wrong, that Sen never said it was Griff's server. That's where the wires got crossed, okay? So again, understandable misunderstanding. Dickard thought that Sen told him it was Griff's server because Dickard didn't go back to the DMs. He probably didn't want to look at the DMs because he just didn't care because he was angry. Fine, whatever. But I don't think
Dickard is 35 years old. Why is he assuming shit like that?
And an alcoholic.
Again, with the drunkenness as an excuse.
Because that's what he is. Why can't you understand? Do you not understand?
Because it's not. Because you're using drunkenness. You're doing the shitty thing where when someone does something wrong that is bad.
You're arguing with an alcoholic.
Am I arguing with a drunk right now? Am I arguing with a drunk right now?
No, but I'm saying.
Okay, thank you. And that's not relevant.
Is that you're getting mad at somebody who has an alcoholic, who has a fucking mental problem, right? Right? So off the bat, you already know he has a problem. You already know his thought process isn't the same as yours because he's inebriated most.
Okay, so we're gonna just so that's what we're gonna go with. That's what we're going with. Dickard is not culpable, or at the very least, not capable of malice because he's drunk all the time. Is that what we're going with?
Anyone's capable of malice, but my whole point is this wasn't a malice-induced incident. He was just drunk and misunderstood.
Is Dickard drunk? Okay, so let me you're really not fucking getting the point. One, is Dickard not capable of malice when he's drunk? Question one.
No, he's capable of malice when he's drunk. There you go. Next question.
Okay, well then that would make the follow-up question to that. Why is it in this particular case where malice can be easily proven and any reasonable person would say, yeah, he lied?
Because
we're giving him an excuse. We're giving him a pass.
You know what's disappointing, JMK, is you're fucking smart. You are really fucking smart. And what's disappointing is like you're smart as when it comes to your textbook smart. I'll give you that. You're very textbook smart. But when it comes to people, you sometimes I feel like you really just lack it. And that's fine. People suck. People are fucking retarded. I get it. But again, you have this premise because Dickard's a piece of shit in your mind, which sometimes he is a piece of shit. Cool. But again, this wasn't a situation where he was being a piece of shit. This was a situation where he was a fucking retard who was drunk and didn't understand what was going on and reacted negatively. Cool. You don't want to see that? Fine, dude. But I'm not going to sit here and call him a liar because he wasn't a liar in that moment. He was a liar.
Why?
Because he just fucking didn't know what was going on.
How do you know that?
He didn't because first of all, his argument from the jump was stupid. I called him out on it. Like, Dickard, really? He even told me, oh, Ray, if you went to a server and somebody said it was Toonzilla server, and you went in there and there was another Toonzilla on the server, and I'd be like, I would have just laughed at it. Oops, I made him fucking funny. Oh, I went in there to clown somebody else and I clowned the wrong person. See doodles, I don't give a fuck. Dickard's mind is different than ours. Dickard is a drunk. His brain is slower. He's a great guy when he wants to be, but he enjoys fucking with people. That's how he is.
Okay, then in that case, with all that said, if Dickard is apparently not capable of malice most of the time because he's too drunk to actually commit to malice, because he couldn't be in control of his own actions, and he is just too stupid to remember shit, and he just does childish things like assume the worst of people without any basis of doing so. Excuse me. Then in that case,
it was Sen. He was upset because it was Sen. Him and Sen were friends. He considered Sen a close friend.
That's great. We don't really we don't give anyone else that excuse, but okay. That's not my point. My point is then if he's too drunk to be aware of what he did last night or the previous night or whatever, if he has all these memory problems and has this bad headspace, stop enabling him. There's no point in inviting Dickard on this call on the server when he's drunk.
Why?
Because all you're doing is enabling the behavior, encouraging him to drink more. You're encouraging him to go ahead and spiral down.
No one encourages him
killing
to
those
drink
brain
more.
cells by hitting the bottle.
Dickard was gone for a month. No one knew where. He had alcohol. What do you want us to do? We can only do so much online. So what? We're just gonna have to fucking shut him.
Just kick him out of VC when he's drunk.
He's an adult. He's an adult. He has people around him.
Now he's an adult. Now he's an adult. When he does childish things, he has an alcoholic brain.
People who live with him. I'm not responsible for everyone's actions. I can't be. Here's the thing. Here's another reason why I know you dealt with real alcohol. You can't fucking reason with people. You can't help people who don't want to be helped.
Yeah, I understand this. What I don't understand is why
talking to somebody on fucking line and talking to them and being their friend as opposed to handing someone a fucking beer. That's enabling.
Yeah, but the thing I don't get is why we're going ahead and we're saying that Dickard's a great and wholesome member of this community.
No one said that. No one said that.
Okay, great. Nobody said that. What my point is, I don't get why Dickard gets a drunk pass at all. Period.
No one's giving him a drunk pass.
You are giving him a drunk pass.
Not giving him. I'm literally explaining to you.
You have multiple times this conversation said that the reason why he did this, he's too drunk and he's too stupid. And you kept on saying the reason why that he didn't lie when he clearly did was because he's too drunk to remember. That's exactly what you said.
It's a reason. I gave a reason, not a pass. That's a reason. Again,
okay, reason, a pass, and excuses are all the same thing to me right now. They do not have any functional difference between them at all.
That's your opinion, and that's fine.
No, that's the reality.
No, it's not.
Do I have to look up words for you to like sink in what this means?
Okay, you're fucking great when it comes to
still isn't a pass. Okay, let's look it up. Let's look up what the word fucking means because you people are fucking retarded.
Understand. You don't know Dickard. You don't know Dickard. You don't have a
I know what words fucking mean. I was just told that I was too illiterate to understand what words mean.
With him. You don't have a personal relationship with him or Sen. So again, your opinion is on the outside perspective. You're not close to these people, and that's fine. You're not close to them. That's fucking fine. You're an outsider looking in, and this is your perspective on the situation.
Also, I've known Dickard about as long as you have. I already posted proof of that. You missed that part.
I guess I did. But again, you've known Dickard for this long, then why again are we having the discussion if you've known him this long? This is how he fucking is. You either fucking deal with it or you fucking don't. Like, literally, I'm so tired.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Dickard acts like a piece of shit repeatedly, and he gets a pass because he's drunk, and he gets these excuses.
No. I'm so tired of people. If you know how somebody is, right? You know how they are. Why are you fucking involving yourself with these people? Why are you being friends with these people? If you know this is the fucking outcome of how these people are, if you think Dickard's a fucking liar and you always knew he was a liar, then why are you surprised all of a sudden when he apparently fucking lies? Don't fucking engage with him. Really simple.
Okay, very simply. This is the first time, as far as I'm aware, this is the first time that he lied to me.
So this is the first time he's lied. So now he's a fucking giant piece of shit because he fucking lied one time in your opinion because you don't want to acknowledge.
No, he's a giant piece of shit. He's done other shitty things in the past too, though. He kept on going.
Okay, so again, you're admitting that you've known of shitty things he's done in the past. So instead of just fucking disengaging with him and not interacting with him whatsoever, you're literally doing the opposite of what you fucking already know is going to be the outcome, right?
Yeah, I really don't understand the disconnect of how, we're going to go ahead and treat shitty people like Spirit and Exile and give them hell for their shit.
Why can't you just give him the benefit of the doubt? Why? Why can't you just give him the benefit of the fucking doubt that he was drunk and he fucking misunderstood, but the reason why you're mad is because he's talking shit to you? Fine, if that's the truth, fine. But you can't just give him the fucking benefit of the doubt that maybe he was just a fucking drunken oopsie doodles and he's still fucking mad about it because you guys won't fucking drop it.
The guy went on at me for hours and hours about how much.
You let him. You let him go on you for hours and hours.
So let me get this straight. In that situation, once Dickard was going ahead and getting on my ass, I should have just left the voice call. Is that what you're saying? Because the moment that I do that, Dickard's
was there any resolution, man?
Look at that kid. He just ran away from me because he got
resolution. Was there any resolution, JMK? If you want to sit there, your whole point is you wanted to fucking find, and you always do this, you want to find common ground and resolution in all the discussions you have with people, right? That's the whole fucking point. of having discussions is to find some kind of common ground, or somebody acknowledges somebody else, right? So if you're sitting there getting rashed on by somebody who's clearly not able to listen to you and not willing to listen to you, why the fuck are you just gonna sit there and be berated? If there's no, like, here's the thing, I'm not gonna sit there and have somebody shit on me and have no, in a serious discussion. We're trying to have a discussion, right? But instead of having a discussion, you're just gonna sit there and hit me with insults. Why the fuck should I sit there and listen to you? This is going nowhere. Unless I'm just gonna sit there and roast you back and have
Yeah,
fun.
like how you deflect and try to change the conversation because you know you can't defend Dickard at this point. You know you know that the only defense you've been able to come up with is that essentially he's insane. That's it. That's the only defense you have for him at this point. Because assuming that Dickard is a reasonable person or a functioning alcoholic, he lied. Period.
Misunderstood, lie, whatever you want to call it at this point.
Then you want to talk about that, but now you want to say, oh, this isn't worth talking about in the first place. And they got Nova in the comments there saying, see, told you he is pissed at Dickard for being mean to him, and he won't apologize for it.
I'm sorry.
No, you fucking retard. Nova.
Why are you bringing Nova into this? This is a conversation between me and you. I'm not really...
because he's present. He's talking shit in the chat instead of using his mic.
Fine, but my point is me and you are having this discussion. Everyone's here as a bystander because everyone likes a good show, right? There's a show for that. Cool. I don't care. My whole point is, again, yeah, the situation in general, I don't care about because it was fucking over a couple days ago. I took my break to focus on other stuff because I didn't want to deal with the shit. Now I'm back. I'm still seeing the shit. Yeah, I'm going to speak about it. Because like I said, Dickard is a friend. My personal relationship with him is my own. But I'm not going to sit here and have you call him a liar when he admitted he was wrong.
Yeah, but if he lied, he would lie about it being a lie in the first place.
Here's the thing. If he lied, okay, he admitted he lied. Okay, so why are you mad if he admitted he lied? It took him 2 days, big fucking whoop. If he lied, he admitted he lied.
My problem is whenever I point out the lie, people go, no, Dickard didn't lie. He didn't lie, guys.
Fine,
he's okay.
Fine.
He's off the hook.
How about this? Dickard lied, right? But he admitted he lied. He admitted that he was wrong.
No, because he never admitted he lied. He wants to downplay it as a misunderstanding.
He admitted he didn't willingly lie. So at the time, he believed that everything happened was true. He finally realized it wasn't. He admitted he was wrong. Why can't you just say, okay, he admitted he was wrong? He literally, there's a difference between willingly lying and then lying because you believe you're, like, he thought that shit happened.
Because I don't like it when someone's a piece of shit and then they go ahead and then they do this thing where they're like, oh, well,
I'm sorry,
it was just a casual mistake, man.
You're a Christian. You don't believe people deserve fucking forgiveness?
I didn't say that. At what point did they say people don't deserve forgiveness?
Acting like he can't be fucking. He's condemned.
No. Do not. No,
because that's what you're doing.
Because I previously in this conversation said just because he lied doesn't mean we have to all just like no longer be. He has to be kicked out or no longer be friends with, etc. Like that's that.
You just said earlier too. We shouldn't enable him or whatever. Like you're literally condemning.
No, that's different. No, if you have a guy who's drunk, who's a serial drunk and can't help himself, no, you shouldn't be palling around with him. You shouldn't be like going ahead and being buddy with him like when he's killing himself. Like that's different.
Again, I already told you my mother was a fucking drunk. I can't just not fucking associate with my mother because she has a fucking alcohol problem. Firstly, I never said stop talking to your mother. I didn't say anything remotely like that. We're not enabling him to be an alcoholic. He's an alcoholic regardless. He has to want to help himself. There's nothing we can do. Yeah, we can fucking tell him, hey, Dickard, you're probably drinking a little too much. Maybe you should get help. He's gonna tell us to go fuck her because that's not what he wants to do. He's an adult. He's only responsible for his own life and his own actions, not us. We can't fucking. You can't. What's the saying? You can drag the water to the fucking water.
You can drag a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Yeah, I get the point.
You can't do that to Dickard. That's what it is. Like I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, you're mad. I get it, JMK. You're mad because of this whole thing and he's shitting on you. Fucking fine. But again, my whole argument this entire time. He didn't willingly lie. I'm sorry if you really believe he did. He just didn't understand what was happening. He believed that everything that happened from his perspective happened. Then when he realized, after 2 days of calming the fuck down, realized maybe it didn't go down the way I thought it did. Okay, so instead of still being mad at him for it, just say, okay, you fucked up. Cool. But he's still going to talk shit to you because you came out. Fucking understandable. And then you're sitting here saying all this shit to me like, oh, you're fucking excusing. I never excused.
You invited me to VC. Like let's not pull this card.
I did.
Yes.
But I started in fucking chat because I like to have discussions. because I don't like to fucking sit there and keyboard warrior it up. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I agree with that. Like I prefer voice conversations. I just don't like yelling.
I've told you, JMK. I fucking DM'd you the other day and was like, when you fucking were in that fucking send server, when everyone's getting on me about that shit that happened, I was like, thank you for being a voice of reason in that situation. I actually do kind of think, like I said, I think you're smart. You talk very well. Okay, you are smart. But in this situation, I feel like because it involves people and personality, you kind of lose it, and that's fine. Maybe I don't know your life story, dude. Maybe you don't have these type of.
I'm not gonna pretend that I'm like, very socially savvy. I'm not. You're right. You picked up on that. Like that's somewhat accurate. However, at the same time, it's not like I'm a complete autist who doesn't understand anything about anyone.
I'm not saying you are. But at the same time, I feel like because
the point is, I don't attack Dickard because I don't understand people have personality quirks. I get it. Like, I don't know. If someone brings up Dungeons and Dragons too much, that's a personality quirk. It's a flaw, but it's not like that's a shitty thing he's doing. He just nerds out too much and people get annoyed by it. That's whatever. But someone like lying repeatedly and causing drama over said lies, because if it was just because I didn't even want this to go this, like, I didn't want things to go past the way they did. Like, I thought that the end of that thing was Dickard I honestly thought that, like, after the first night, like when Dickard was picking a fight with us after we were giving him what he wanted, he would wake up the next morning and go, "Oh, okay, I guess I was drunk last night."
No, Dickard doesn't. Sometimes he does that depending on the situation, but again, here is why he didn't do it. Okay, I'll explain it to you. Him and Sen were close. Okay, Sen and him were buddies. So he was mad because he's holding on to that anger because he really felt like what happened that night happened, and he was just mad at Sen. That's what it really was about, him being mad at Sen. Then you came in, and no offense, don't take this the wrong way, but you're kind of like new to us, to our group, to Sen server. You kind of came in like late in the game. So we all have our own like relationship with each other, right? So here you come in, and as far as Dickard's concerned, you are just the outsider, right? So he takes that as more of offense, right? Because like now you coming in and interjecting yourself in a situation that he sees as it's just about him and Sen. And like, granted, all you said was, "Oh, I think you and Sen should make up." And in his mind, he's like, "Who the fuck are you coming into here telling me what the fuck to do?" That's the way most people would take it when we have relationships and you're not as close with us yet. You know what I mean? We know you to an extent, but we're not that close to you. So like,
okay,
imagine somebody coming into your house and trying to tell you what to do. That's how he felt. And that's why he got defensive.
Look, I can understand your perspective on that, but there's a couple of problems with that. The first one being, this wasn't in Sen server, this was in Mockspot. And yes, there is overlap between these two servers, obviously, like many people in Sense, like as we discussed before, but this overlap isn't one-to-one. Like the people in Mockspot are going to be different than the people in Sense server. And also keep in mind, Dickard left Sense server, which is kind of weird. So it was definitely in Mockspot. And the other thing is,
you're right.
Yeah. And the other thing is, it's not like I'm completely alien to Dickard, or like Dickard's just some guy that I met a couple of weeks ago. I've spoken to him back in August of last year.
Right.
Like, but I've had more conversations since then. In fact, I could probably.
But just to interject before I forget, because I am going to forget. You're right. It did happen on Mockspot, but the majority of the people who were there are people who have been talking and friends and people who used to be in Sen server or still are in Sen server for like the past. So like, again, yes, this is Mockspot, but the majority of the people who are in that VC and the majority of the people who are here are all basically connected. We're just not all in the same servers anymore because of whatever dramas happened. Everyone separated, made new servers. Cool. And as far as that, yeah, you've had talks with Dickard. That's fine. I'm not.
Yeah, but my comment was to Dickard.
Right.
It wasn't to the rest of the group. This wasn't to people that I don't know as well as Dickard. And also, I mean, like, I rarely make comments like that, frankly. So it wasn't even an insulting one. So him getting off on me.
But again, you got him when he was at his peak of anger, right? So he's already mad at the situation. He's already ranting and raving, probably already drunk at this point. But again, he's mad. So when you came in and told him, oh, you and Sen should talk this out and be friends, again, he's looking at you because, again, yes, you had a few conversations with him, but that doesn't mean he feels like he's connected to you or feels like you're somebody who has a voice. Like, I could say to him, friends with Sen, and his response to me would be a little different because me and him have talked almost every day for the past couple months or year or whatever, right? And like I said, you coming in and saying that,
but you don't. You okay? All right. This is not really making any sense. It's like if I know the guy doesn't count. If you knowing the guy in the relationship,
you know of him, and he doesn't know you.
No, okay? You're missing a point here. Like this friends. I'm tired of the friends card being pulled whenever disputes happen.
That's what it is. That's why this situation is happening, JMK. Because two friends got into a fight. That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Great. That's wonderful. Two friends got into a fight. Does that broad strokes description of the situation have anything to do with anything we're talking about? No, we know that from the onset. These are two quote unquote friends having a dispute and a beef. Like, we get that. That doesn't mean that, oh, well, it's a wash. Both sides, man.
You literally said you don't care. You think online friendships are stupid or whatever, right? So how am I supposed to convince you and explain to you how online friendships work if you yourself don't fucking support that?
No, I understand no, I don't support it, but this has nothing to. But I don't see how the situation. But you're not explaining how the situation at all changes because they're right. Give me a second.
Doggy. Sorry, I got distracted by a dog. So again, two friends are like it. How to explain this? Gravity said it best. You don't understand how two people who have a connection or have some kind of relationship, and they get into a fight, right? They get into a fight. So, like Gravity said earlier, like, people can be mad for more than one day. People can be upset. So, like, again, you're not part of that friend group, right? You're not close to Dickard. You're not his friend. He doesn't have any obligation to treat you any differently than he treats people he don't give a fuck about, right? So when you come in with your opinion at the time that he's angry at his friend, and you come in at him with an opinion about that friend he's angry at, he's going to lash out on you. Because he doesn't know you like that. Who are you to tell him what to fucking do with his feelings about his friend? You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Well, he shouldn't take that. Well, frankly, I don't care if he and Sen become friends, stay enemies, or whatever or just don't give a fuck about each other. It doesn't matter to me because they're adults.
Why did you ask him? Why did you ask him that he should be friends with Sen if you didn't care?
Because it was an offhand comment. And I figure it's better if people get along than not, generally speaking.
But didn't you tell me earlier that I shouldn't,
Well, what happened right after that was he kept on arguing the damn thing.
JMK, low-key, I really think that you, at the end of the day, did kind of want Dickard and Sen to be friendly because you did want everyone to get along. So you were kind of in the same boat that I was, where everyone should just get along and this whole thing is stupid. But again, you're mad because Dickard kind of lashed out on you. Because if that was the case, yes, you told him the same thing I told him. Hey, it looked like a misunderstanding, buddy. That's not what happened.
If someone's going to give me shit and start like telling me that if someone starts giving me shit, I'm going to push back. I'm not a pushover. I've made that very fucking clear. I don't do the doormat thing. I don't I don't just take it because, oh, well, that's his personality, bruh. No, I'm going to push back because that's my personality. I don't take shit from other people. And when he starts telling me things that I know aren't true, I know didn't happen the way he describes them, when he describes actions that I didn't take, like, for example, when I try to tell him, hey, this is, Griff, Griff, is not Griffin, the one mistake I made in that was saying that it was Griffin with the Y. It actually is spelled Griff, but that's besides the point. The names are still clearly fucking different, and you can still check the @handle to tell different accounts.
You had a drunk person go in there, and he doesn't think well. Obviously.
Yeah, in retrospect, I thought that going in there to fuck with Griff would have been fun, but now that I know that that Dickard's more is just as likely to go ahead and lash out against the very people he's recruiting, I'm not going to do that again. That's for sure.
I mean, that's fine, but again, JMK, like I said, my friend, it wasn't as deep. And no, I'm not saying you got to be a doormat. Like, do you? But there's sometimes where I wonder, like, people need to start picking and choosing their battles. And I think that was a battle you should have just been like, all right, he's just retarded. Like literally, he's just being retarded. He's
I don't
being
get
irrational
why a liar should get a pass, and I'm not gonna give a liar a pass. I'm gonna point out that he's lying.
Again, he admitted he was wrong. That's what I'm saying. Like you're not understanding that he admitted he was wrong.
Wait a minute. This is weird. This is weird to me.
I mean, I understand it's weird because like
No, nothing you did.
Like okay.
Why is Dickard's name Pro Clout Chaser?
Because somebody changed his name probably because of what you said about him. That's
okay. That's fair.
Yeah, so Pod's probably did it. He was the Trojan horse. Yeah, that was Pod's doing. See, that's what I mean. He's just gonna talk shit because, again, that's what Dickard does, and you're gonna talk shit back because that's what you do. I'm not judging you for that. Like I said, he literally admitted after the fact. Again, okay, so I'll say.
No, my problem is that lying is not a personality trait.
What do you mean? It wasn't a lie. JMK, I want to love you. Let
me rephrase it. Let me rephrase it so it's perfectly clear because you know my stance on this. Misremembering something 8,000 times is not a personality trait.
Again, he was angry and he misunderstood. Why can't
misunderstanding something and being angry irrationally 8,000 times?
Why can't you understand that? Why can't you understand that?
Because it's not reasonable for someone who's too angry to know what's real or not.
It happens. It's a human trait. People let their emotions drive them, and sometimes they just do fucking dumb shit.
Been there, done that. Guess what? It's not a good thing.
I've looked at done that, so you should know. You should not.
No, there's a difference. There's a difference between.
There's not, darling. There's really not. Psychologically speaking, there really isn't. People are fucking okay. People get upset and in their emotions, and they don't want to see truth in front of them. It fucking happens all the time.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You can either start to learn from your mistakes, or
again, he made this one mistake, and who cares if he already.
Let me just rephrase it. Because it wasn't a mistake. He was intentional. You can either learn from your mistakes or your misdeeds, or you can keep repeating them.
He admitted that he misunderstood. Okay, and that he was mad, and that he misunderstood.
So
at the time, he wasn't willing to see it. So again, why are you going to condemn this guy for that?
Great. My question to you is, when's he going to stop? When's he going to grow up?
That's on him. That's his problem, not mine. I don't fucking know.
Okay, so then when I characterize him as someone who will lie and get angry and let his and keep on being drunk and go after people for no fucking reason and be a shit stirrer and call him all these things, I'm not wrong. All these things are true about him, and he won't change the behavior, and there's no sign that he'll ever stop being this way, and he'll probably end up killing himself when he's 40. Okay. So the thing is, I don't see why I should be chastised for any of the shit I give.
I'm chastising you because you fucking know all these things and you're still not understanding that you should just fucking not engage with him anymore. That's the case. Literally. I mean, like I said, if you don't like somebody, why are you giving him the notoriety? And I hate that argument when people say all the time, oh yeah, they're clout chasing and they just want attention. But here you are giving that person that exact attention you claim they want. It's the biggest hypocritical thing I ever hear all the time. Oh, you just want clout, but here you are giving it to me. So if
you mean like what Dickard was saying to me?
I mean, again, same point. Yeah, if Dickard said that to you, then yeah, I'll call him one to his face. I don't give a fuck. Dickard doesn't see. I don't think anyone understands. I'm not fucking afraid of Dickard. Dickard fucking lashed out on me when I fucking defended Sen on some of those points. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of Dickard. Me and Dickard still talk. Because again, he can be mad and talk the shit, but at the end of the day, he realizes that I'm not gonna fucking sit there and be like, "Wah, Dickard's being mean to me. I'm gonna fucking be a bitch. I don't give a fuck." And Dickard knows that. That's why me and Dickard get along. We have an understanding of each other. So I get along with everybody here. We understand each other. At the end of the day, I fucking hang out with Kiwis. Do I think that one day if I piss them off, they're gonna fucking go ahead and dox me? You're damn fucking right I do. But that's my understanding. That's our relationship. I don't give a fuck. You shouldn't either. If Dickard bothers you that much and you think he's a liar and a piece of shit, just fucking ignore him. If he fucking talks to you, ignore him because you know he's doing it to get a rise out of you. Why do you give it to him? You're an adult. He's an adult. Act like fucking adults. Really that simple. Everybody can get the fuck along if everyone stopped fucking getting mad over the stupidest shit. Am I wrong? Please tell me I'm wrong.
There's one problem with what you're saying. We wouldn't resolve any other dispute on the server by just saying, okay, you guys shouldn't talk to each other now. Just go in your separate corners. Like, we're in a voice chat called the Thunderdome. So there's a weird disconnect here between the remedy you're prescribing here, which I'm not saying the remedy is necessarily wrong, because, yeah, sometimes the best way to deal with a problem is just to completely block out the guy and ignore him. Like, people gave me shit for like blocking up Nick Ricada's followers. No, of course I'm gonna fucking block them because they're not actually interested in anything I have to fucking say. And every time they argue, they just want to. They will literally repeat the same point over and over and over again, even after refute it or prove it wrong. It's amazing to me that they do that. So yeah, most of them I have blocked now because screw them. All they are doing anyway is just trying to improve the ratios, anyway, improve or what's the word for it? Hang on a second.
Shut up, Pod.
Also, excuse me while I say hello to the snitch.
What snitch?
The bitch nigga.
What bitch nigga? Who
I have
snitched?
nothing to do with this.
Wait, who?
Pale.
What did Pale do? Okay, well, that's another conversation for another time. Let me finish this up because I have to do my hair right now while I'm this, and I have to work at 5.
No, the issue is that Dickard's still going to be doing this dumb shit, and he's probably still going to be, and I don't think that it's just going to go away. But yeah, I'll consider just ignoring. Yeah, I'll take your advice. I'll take your advice under consideration. I'll consider just ignoring him because
JMK, it's not going to go away if you keep fucking feeding it. You know what I mean? Like you're part of the problem. If you basically sit here and say we enable drinking, well,
let me put it this way. Let me put it to you like this. I mean, it was always a given ever since the falling out that I would stop talking to him. The question is, at what point would that happen? And I think it's about. I think that any interaction I have with them is coming to a close soon. So
and that's fine. I mean, I have a question for you, JMK. I have a question for you. Real question.
Yeah.
Why do you hang out with us? Why do you talk to us? Why are you in our servers? Like, what do you get out of? Generally asking, not sound rude. Like,
I don't know. I just do it for fun.
So like, we're fun for you.
Essentially, like it's fun to talk to other people on Discord servers.
So was Dickard fun for you? No, be honest.
Overall, no. I mean.
So you never had fun with Dickard. You never. So the whole point of you going into that server.
No, I said overall no. I mean, there wasn't like there was any times where I got along with Dickard, but I can get along with a lot of people.
Yeah, but I mean, why did you go in that server to troll Dickard if like Dickard?
Because I thought it'd be fun to fuck with Griff. That's it. Like okay. I just like sometimes I just like fucking with people.
So like I said, again, you and Dickard have a lot, and also you're both very stubborn assholes. Don't like. Told that you're incorrect.
I mean, if you want to say I'm stubborn, yeah, I'll own that 100%.
No, you are stubborn, and that's fine. Like I said, I've interactions. Got a little yelly with you, and then I get some black girl. But yeah, no, like I said, at the end of the day, like boys, and I hate to say it because it literally is true. Like boys, you all don't realize how fucking similar you guys are, with the exception that you're not alcoholics like Dick. But you guys definitely like to do the same things that Dickard likes to do. You know, you guys like to fuck with people. Sen, Dickard, Pods, everybody here likes to fuck with. That's what brings us together, right? But again, you guys had a little spat. I don't really give a fuck. If you guys don't want friends again, that's all. I think it's stupid, and I think you guys should just talk it out like adults. That's not going to happen. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, I get you're mad. You have fun with us. This situation kind of brought a little great divide for a bit. I get it, dude. But we're all fucking cool. We all can be cool. There's no need for everyone to turn on you. There's no one to turn on Dickard. At the end of the day, you either want to be cool or you don't. And if you don't, then don't. Really that simple, dude. I'm not hating you. Hating Dickard. Yeah, I consider Dickard my friend. But I'm not going to fucking hate you because, I show everyone that same respect. I'm not going to hate you because you and Dickard can. And Dickard's not going to hate me because I decide to talk to you. I don't really give a fuck. At the end of the day, if people don't want to like me, they don't have to like me.
Like I said, I'm not trying to be the like I've said since the beginning. I'm not being the friend police. Like if you want to be friends with somebody like that, yeah.
I know you're not being the friend police, but at the same time, I still feel like deep down, you generally do like a lot of people. And I think it bothers you that right now, since you don't like Dickard, and we all still do, you're not understanding why. You're not being a friend police. You feel like low key, without realizing it, still kind of are trying to be like, why are all these people I like being friends with someone I don't? Because you don't like him and you're calling him a piece of shit. You don't understand why people you don't think are a piece of shit associate with piece of shits. Same thing Sen does. Sen doesn't understand why we talk considers a piece of shit. Like I said, I'm pretty good at realizing social cues. I know deep down inside, you don't even know it yourself. Because again, there's a reason why you're upset. It's not just because you're passionate about certain situations. I know low-key you do like a lot of us. You probably do consider us friends or acquaintances or close to friends. But you don't want to understand why your friends do maybe even, I'll even go as far as saying maybe respect some of us, are friends with someone you don't respect right now.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah, again, you always can correct.
Okay, I don't really feel like talking about Dickard all day. So if Orphan, you want to
talk about you. Now we're talking about you.
Oh, well, what more do you want to talk about me exactly? I mean, like I've said my piece.
Am I wrong that you respect someone?
I
like us?
I mean, like I don't know. I mean, I tend to be a very disrespectful person in general on the internet, so I'm not sure exactly. I guess I respect people because I try. I don't even know if that's the case. I mean, I guess I give people about the same amount of respect as they're owed. I guess I don't really know. It's not something I've really thought about. But I guess that's for other people to decide if I've been respectful to them or not. I mean, I put in the effort in conversations. I try to give about as much respect as I think they give me.
Thank you, Wookie, like us as friends. So, are we all good? Is everyone happy now? So, are we going to still have to deal with this? Because I'm going to always clap you if I see it again, Mr. JMK.
Well, why would you be clapping me when
Because I expect it from Dickard. I don't expect it from you. Maybe I should start expecting it from you. Like I said to Sen, here's the thing, right? I have my expectations of people, right? I know how they are. So when I expect pods to be the fucking instigator, right? So I'm not surprised when I see pods on servers instigating shit. I fucking call them out on it all the time. But again, these are things expected. I have expectations of people. So when you do things outside of my expectations, I'm gonna clap you. It's probably why I don't clap Dickard, because I expect Dickard to act the way he does. That's not a surprise to me. But you, sir, starting to get to know you, right? So I have these like little expectations of how you are and how you handle things. So again, I'm not surprised that you came at Dickard or feel the way you feel about him. But like, that's what I mean. Like, why would I clap you? Because there's some things I expect and some things I don't. When I expect you to say you're going to drop it, I would hope you would, because I expect you to. But at the same time, I think low-key, I know you're not going to. So when you're not going to, I got to check you back to reality. Be like, JMK,
yeah,
stop.
But we already had this argument, and I already showed that, like, he lied. And like I said, the only defense you can come up with it that he didn't lie is essentially insanity.
I mean, sure. But again, my thing was he admitted he was wrong. So.
Well, if he admitted he lied, then yeah, that just underlines my point. Like, I don't see why I have to be corrected on that. And my problem is he wants to downplay and chalk it up to a misunderstanding instead of just accepting that, okay, yeah, I did lie, and then just move on. Because honestly, again, people lie. It's not like he lied about, say, I don't know.
The government came and took my baby.
Yeah, it's not on that level at all.
Yeah, but you just got extra mad about it. Like, extra mad. Like, you were yelling at me. Like, that's how mad you were.
Because I don't
You gotta
like it when other people go to defense for somebody else and they're defending someone who's like 100% in the wrong. That's my issue. So yes, like that's why I don't like it when these psycho fans come at me defending e-celebs. And which is why like I think my policy should just in general just be to ignore them because they're not important.
I still defended your side, which is he was wrong, but at the same time, maybe the issue. Maybe I should explain this better. So I like to believe that things happen and it's not all it seems, and that misunderstandings can happen and they shouldn't be as taken as they do, right? So like if I misunderstand you, JMK, at any point, like I have misunderstood you before. You've called me out like, no, you misunderstand, right? So when we have these discussions, you will literally say to me, oh, no, right, understand, right? So I misunderstood something. That's all it is. It's a misunderstanding, right? Your whole thing is you don't want to believe he misunderstood because it is live. I get it. But you just seem extra mad about not wanting to just be like, all right, he admitted he was wrong. Finally, cool, we can let this go.
Because again, he's downplaying what he did. That's the issue there.
But what is that a downplay? It's not like it's a big deal.
But
it's not like he went out there and raped
if it's not a big deal, why doesn't he just admit the full extent of what he did rather than
it? He's still mad. Let the man be mad. Let him be mad. Let him be mad at Sen. Let him think that Sen's a piece of shit. Okay.
No, it has nothing to do with what he thinks of Sen. I get it. He thinks
it is though, because this whole situation is because he's mad at Sen. Literally, what it comes.
I'm not here chastising people for thinking that Sen is a piece of shit. That's not the problem. The problem was, and I've made it very clear, I'm not here to defend Sen at all. The problem is he lied to me and lied about me specifically. Like, if this was just between him and Sen, I wouldn't even be saying a thing.
Y'all need to just fucking get it over.
I mean, I'm tired of talking about this. I think I made my point as it like 10 times already.
You said you're tired of talking about it, but it's gonna come up. I know you. It's gonna come up.
I mean, if it comes up again, I'll just prove myself correct again, and then people know I'm right, like I've been doing.
You just need to have yourself a sad yank, okay? I'll come over and help you. A sad yank. You know what a sad yank is?
Oh, okay.
You know what a sad yank is? It's like this little sad yank. I'll come over and help.
No, thank you.
Listen, I'm telling you, I really think that if you got laid, a lot of your pent up shit you got going on would be sick. You would literally take everything on stride. I think
John, you just affirmed my point and said I am talking shit. So F you. That is all.
What just happened? Who is Don Udon 3?
You know what? Do I have mute powers in the server?
No.
Do you have mute powers in the server?
For muting what?
The bot.
Well, that's the first time the bot came into play.
That's the first time it's fucking spoke since I've come in here.
Yeah,
that's one thing.
Okay, well then let me just type this out.
Everyone just mad at everybody. I miss the days when we shit to the actuals, not having fucking everyone each other. That was fun.
Fucking, I saw
Shut
that shit with fucking Exile.
Oh my god, that shit was funny. Pause.
Dude, you should have
John is a homo.
Really should have fucking goddamn pinged me. I would have loved to have seen that live. You fucking faggot.
Shut up, Ruth, you faggot.
Fuck. Fucking nigga. Fuck. That hurt. Straight in my hair, I just fucking tapped my forehead.
Who the fuck is Rue?
Nova.
Okay, are you all done?
Nova Rue.
Oh, okay.
It is
you
idiot.
I'm done. Pause. Please tell me you didn't record that like a fucking asshole. That wasn't
just say Nova.
Did you record it, Pods?
I know he recorded Exile, but I don't know if he recorded that. Don't record that. That wasn't like something.
No, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. He doesn't record absolutely everything.
No, I know he doesn't, but that was one of those moments I prefer not to be recorded because that was like a personal issue between friends. So like I really would rather not have that be a topic of fucking Pods, whatever the fuck he's doing. Exile, that shit was funny. I don't give a fuck about him. He's not my friend. But
yeah, I do it because Glenn and Dickard couldn't make it, so I did it for them.
Okay.
So wait, did Exile leave afterwards, or is he still in here?
Wait, Pods, did you just admit that you
I should
recorded
have
this?
gave a disclaimer, so my fault.
Okay, Pods, either delete the recording or send me and Ray a copy of the recording each.
I mean,
Sure.
I just didn't want it to be like how the Exile thing was.
I mean, I really can't complain if someone records me at this point because you really can't stop it. It is
No, I
kind
mean,
of
I just don't want it to be posted, like, because I know Pods did the Exile thing to kind of, because that shit was funny, but, like, that was, I don't care if you record it, I just don't want everybody not involved to fucking that shit, because it's, like, no one's fucking business, and I also don't want to put Dickard's personal, like, shit on blast. Because, like, I don't want everybody else to know about shit we talk about.